Well, the has hit the fan. President Trump's supposed comments, according to two sources, have riled the virtue signalers who live in their self-righteous bubbles of delusion. In the presence of Senators Durbin and Graham and others, President Trump allegedly said, "Why do we want all these people from Africa here? They're whole countries. We should have more people from Norway." Ironically, back in 2015, former President Obama praised Ted Kennedy's 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, a big notch on the belt for the United Nations replacement migration agenda. Katie McHugh, writing for Breitbart in 2015, said, "How have Kennedy's promises stood up to the passage of time? 50 years later, the Census Bureau predicts that the foreign-born population is set to increase 85% by 2060, where Hispanics will see their numbers grow by the tens of millions, and native-born whites are the only group expected to decline in both absolute numbers and fertility rates." 50 years later, the U.S. places no numerical limit on the immediate family members of aliens admitted into the country. Despite holding only 5% of the world's population, the U.S. is the most popular destination in the world for immigrants, attracting 20% of all the world's migrants. 50 years later, the U.S. allows some 11 to 20 million illegal aliens to squat on its territory while allowing over 1 million more each year to legally enter the country. 50 years later, the native-born population of whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, Jews, and all the rest suffer economic loss while the foreign-born see net job growth. Is there more to the president's alleged shocking remarks? Seeing as DACA has been a frustrating odyssey standing in the way of national security, namely the campaign promise of the wall. And while Nancy Pelosi makes outright racist remarks about white people,
the five white guys, I call them, I said, you going to open a hamburger stand next or what? The very idea that this week they're saying, oh, why don't we get four white guys and General Kelly to come and do this? You have to understand, in our caucus, we are blessed with great diversity.
The Mockingbird media that Pew Research recently discovered is the most biased in the world is flipping the script. Anderson Cooper has predictably declared the statement racist, even though race wasn't an issue.
Perhaps the White House feels the president's remarks will be well received in some parts of this country, among some parts of the president's base. And perhaps that is true. But it doesn't make what he said any less ignorant or any less racist. Not racial, not racially charged, racist. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not pretend or dance around it. The sentiment the president expressed today is a racist sentiment.
This is how the psych warfare people do it. They go, we'll declare he's now caved into us so that it'll look like he's double-crossed if he doesn't. And then we'll also say to the base he's betrayed them, and that'll give us more leverage, and we'll chip away at that, pushing him more into our arms. And then we can still set him up and bring him down later once we've gotten rid of his base. That's the Machiavellian strategy.
Virginia Governor McAuliffe has threatened the president with violence, and former Mexican President Vicente Fox has declared Trump's mouth the foulest hole in the world. While the media and all the naysayers on Capitol Hill devolve into spineless mudslinging children, Americans carry on through a fog of indifference, knowing that deep down we can identify with the frustration generated by our political system as it races towards yet another government shutdown. Senators have agreed to a bipartisan fix for DACA, a fix that ignores the president's proposals, downgraded by publications like the Daily Beast, writing, a top Senate Democratic aide said that the party would be open to agreeing to items such as additional drone operations, fencing, and sensors, but not a presidential vanity project. Of course, everyone knows best except the American people and its elected leader. John Bound, reporting for Infowars.com.
Let's go to Debit in Florida. Debit in Florida, you're on the air.
Great. Hey, thank you so much. Listen, I have bought your product, and I gotta say they're amazing. Anyone who's on the fence, buy it, because I've got Caveman, Superman Vitality, Secret 12, Vitamin Mineral Fusion. I've got the body armor.
Wow, thank you.
Wow.
You're the type of listener that makes it all possible. Which nutraceutical does you like best?
I really like the Vitamin Mineral Fusion, to be honest. That's
It's amazing.
really incredible. I drank it in the morning, and I swear to you, I felt incredible. Like I haven't felt in weeks. My morning was fantastic, and I love you guys. I love the InfoWars crew, and I just want to, I want to take this opportunity to tell anybody out there who's on the fence. Just buy it. You will love it. I'm telling you, I've never bought a bad product.
What you find in our news is the same thing you find in our products at InfoWarsLife.com. It's a win-win, InfoWarsLife.com.